Hi everyone, this is oinbar here. I'm going to talk about my final project for cscie90 Cloud Computing at Harvard Extension. This application I called Smart Call. It's just really a combination of APIs and some Python code that transcribes an outgoing phone call and provides the user with a transcript and the recording of that phone call. It can be quite useful for a variety of use cases, personal, legal. You can listen to it, read it, search it, quite useful. So the application uses Twilio, firstly, which is a phone call sort of telecom API, very handy. Uses Google Cloud storage to store some of the audio files, and Google Cloud API, the Google Cloud Voice API, which performs the transcription on the audio files. So let's look quickly at the code. The code is basically just glue. It's a Flask application written in Python, which serves static content up for Twilio. So Twilio is an API. If we look at it, actually, so when you sign up for Twilio, you sign up for a phone number, and this all costs money, but it's not too expensive. And I set up that phone number to point to a webhook, which is really just an endpoint in my Flask application. And that Flask application sort of provides all the logic. So let's quickly jump back to the code for a second and look at it. Talk a little bit about the code and then go back to the Twilio and the rest of the logical pieces. So we got utilities. That's just various scripts and tools for analyzing the audio files. We have analyze.py. So this is this file takes care of emailing the user. So after the transcription comes back from the service, an HTML file is generated from that transcription so that it can be easily read by the end user. Application.py. This is the actual Flask application. This is really the entry point to the application. So in fact, get number to call is the endpoint that Twilio points to. So let's actually look quickly and see what that looks like when the application is running. So this is that static content being served up. So when this number is triggered, the service gets redirected to here, and this here provides in the form of an HTML object a set of static instructions for Twilio to process. So you can see here it's going to display this message, or it's going to say this message to the user. It's going to accept a new phone number. The user is going to dial it in and then click star at the end, and then it's going to basically run through the rest of the application that that cascades through here, which is the recording and the transcription. So let's go back to the code. Quickly look at that again. So all the other API, all the other endpoints that the application just self calls basically to run through the logic. We got. These are just more, so this is responsible for actually building the HTML. This is responsible for the transcription. So this actually moves the data to Google Cloud Storage, runs it through the speech API, fetches the results asynchronously, etc., etc. Credentials. This is what the user will be modifying to make it work for them. So there's an email account.json. This is just this basically connects. Sorry, this is to log into your Gmail account. So you want to set up a Gmail account specifically for this application, which will act as the application server that will send emails to various users. The Google Cloud key. This is the cloud. This is the Google API key. I'll obviously remove these before making this repository public, but basically you should have your own in here. Okay, so I think that's it. Let's do a quick demo of the application and see how that works. So basically what you got to do is dial this number, this Twilio number. So let's do that. I'm going to put my phone right next to me. I'm going to dial this number, put it on speaker.
Please dial the full number you wish to reach. At the end, press star.
Okay. I'm going to call my wife. So just follow the instructions. That's going to call my wife.
Hello?
Hey, honey, what's going on?
Nothing special. How about you?
Doing good. I'm just testing my application, doing a little demo here. Do you mind hanging up?
Sure.
Call recorded successfully.
Okay, so that was that. At this point, we can, I'll go to my email, and I'll look for email. It should be coming in any minute, and should contain the transcription, basically the output of this application. So, in the meantime, let's also look a little bit at the Google Cloud. I don't think I've showed you this yet. So this is the Google Cloud API. This is the dashboard. Basically, you sign up for a project, define it, go into your API area. This is where you download your API key. And what else? Let's look. Oh, you know what? I didn't show you the users file. That's going to be useful too. Okay, so back in the code under source, the users.json. So this is just personal information that I've been using to kind of play with the application. But basically, it's going to have your phone number and your email. It basically connects your phone number with an email so that it knows, based on the outgoing call, where to direct the outgoing email with the results. So you'll be modifying that as well when you set up the application. Also, I think it's good to note, in fact, it's quite important, these bash scripts should be run, well, actually just provision.sh and startup.sh. These two will provision the instance, your AWS instance. By the way, right now I'm running on Ubuntu 14.04 long-term edition. So I recommend you do the same. After you start up your instance, SSHN, you're going to want to clone this repository, run provision, and then run startup, and that should set you up and get you ready to go. You should also follow the full sort of step-by-step instructions that I've provided in the accompanying Word document, which is going to walk you through sort of setting up your Twilio service and your and everything else that you need to do to really get this working, because it's not exactly simple, but it's really nice once it's all working. So let's see if looks like the email came in with our results, and we can see here that this is sort of a transcript of the conversation. Hello, blah blah blah. Nothing special. Well, it's pretty good. Let's also see what the links look like. So basically gives you little snippets of the conversation.
Doing good. I'm just testing my application, doing a little demo here.
So, well, that's the idea. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions, feel free to email me. This email will do quite nicely. And thank you. That's it.